As the cost of living crisis keeps on biting, as we're sadly looking ahead to even greater hardship, as people are increasingly turning to credit to make ends meet, it's a pretty disturbing sight to see credit being offered to cover the basics. Buy now, pay later businesses have been popping up increasingly of late. Many people will be familiar with the likes of Klarna, for example. But another one, Zilch, appears to have done a deal with Iceland so you can buy your shopping now and pay for it later. Food is for sale on buy now, pay later. Zilch are going to charge you 18.1% APR for the pleasure of being able to eat if this is your only option. Now, this isn't something completely new, but it's the first time I've seen it actively advertised. And frankly, it smacks of the stores and these companies embracing the increasing indebtedness of ordinary people up and down the country. Buying something like a camera on finance is understandable, and going down this road, if you pour credit, is an option. But food? You need food now, and you'll need it later. What kind of business model thinks it's acceptable to make you choose? If you can't afford it now, given how budgets have increasingly tightened, what are you going to do later when you need food again, but still have to pay for what you had last week? Sure, there will be people who will point out that it might just be needed to tide someone over until payday or something like that. But to something like that, I'd say, why is it that their pay is so low that they can't stretch it far enough? We're in a cost of living crisis now. Is that really the point? And if the cost of living crisis is set to get worse without pay increases coming, how much harder are they going to find it to make ends meet later? Food banks have become normalised, tragic as that is. If being in debt becomes normalised too, as this business model for food implies, just what sort of country are we bloody living in that we're still letting this shit be done to us?